Hello.
Hello there.
We're going to go through the core set for Star Wars Legion from Fantasy Flight Games and see what we get in this large box. So, back of the box, you see your full contents and also some aspirational paint jobs. If we actually pop it open, first thing you see is Lord Vader with our Learn to Play guide. This is the basic game, so they teach you how to play, how to paint, how to assemble your miniatures, and everything you need to get started playing with the contents of the set itself and the basic rules. There are advanced rules. You can download the full rulebook, including terrain rules from the Fantasy Flight website. So that's our box contents there. Let's take a closer look. The first thing we have is a selection of tokens. So down at the top we have deployment zone markers, so you can lay them down on your board and see where everybody is deployed. We have shield markers, pin markers, some aim markers. This is a dial that's actually used to mark initiative and turn, and here you can see your commander token, your support and your core tokens, and they are for both factions, the Rebel Alliance and the Galactic Empire. We also have some more tokens here to be used as objective markers or to mark off individual units, so you can keep track of which unit is which on the board. That's that. Then components wise, let's just zoom in and take a closer look. First thing we have is the range tool. It comes in 4 pieces, hard plastic, and the sections are keyed so that you can assemble and disassemble it to make storage easier. Bit of sprue there. You can paint these if you want. Apart from the range finder, there's also the movement tool for the individual units. These are a set of 3 and they're 2-piece. So we have the long tool, the medium tool and the short tool, which is denoted by the amount of pips, so 1, 2 or a 3, and they clip together so they can be angled in gameplay for turning. And the bases are color coded with red for the Empire and grey for the Rebel Alliance. And you get 2 sets, your infantry bases and these ones with the arcs of fire for your larger vehicles and support weapons. You get the attack and defense dice. This little piece is actually for connecting the 2 halves of the initiative counter together. But our D6 are our defense dice, and they're color coded, white being the worst, red being better. And then similarly for our attack dice, white are the worst, red are next best, and black I believe are the best, with the specific symbols that are explained in the rules. We get a small amount of terrain, which is 8 of these barricades. They are 1-piece PVC. I believe there's 2 different types, so it's not all identical. Because they're PVC, sometimes you can find a little warping, although these are quite straight. If they are warped, hot water will fix that. You can just bend them back into shape. And then we get into the miniatures themselves. So the miniatures come sprueless but in bags, and there's a couple of different types of material. So we'll have a look here first. We have our speeder bikes for the Imperial. And this is actually hard plastic. Multiple part. The assembly instructions are in the front of the book, so even though there are quite a lot of little pieces there, they're fairly simple to build. I think it's a foot plate, a set of handlebars, front cannons, and then the rear guiding flaps. We also have 2 ATRT weapon platforms. These are for the rebels. Put these away so I don't lose any. And again, actually there's only one ATRT. So central body with the legs, all the pieces are keyed, so they should only fit on one way, assuming I've got the right key. There we go. So that leg goes on there. This leg goes on that way. There's a little bit of a slew in the body there. It looks like it's leaning around the corner. If you don't like that, again, hot water will take that out. It comes with the choice of weapons. So you've got 3 different types. They can just be plugged in, but ideally you'd want to magnetize those. The crew for these vehicles come in separate bags. We have one in here with our 2 heroes. So this is the rebel pilot for the ATRT. So 3 pieces, just left and right arm to go on. So 1 handle, 1 blaster, and he's good to fight. We also have the spare handlebar that he's not holding. And we have Luke and Vader. Again, not many parts. Vader is, put his arm on first. If I can see to put his arm on. There we go. Oh well, typical. So arm goes on, head into the top, and then for Luke, it's simply 2 arm sections go together. I give up on that one. There's a small amount of cleanup to do. Nothing major. There's no huge amount of mold lines on them. There are some marks where they've come out of the sprues and have been clipped off, but some of them are actually on the backs of the plugs, which doesn't help me clipping it in. So there we have our 2 leaders for our force, father and son. And then we have the main bag of troopers. Again, PVC plastic. We have stormtroopers and we have rebels. So looking at some of the stormtroopers. Each bag contains the same type as far as I can see. So here we have a standard trooper. Because this is PVC plastic, there is flex in this. I would suggest heating this up in just warm water so you won't get any risk of snapping it, but you should theoretically be able to just pull this apart to snap it into his arms. I'm not going to do that now. We have some heavy support. Again, nice miniature good detail throughout. Minimal mold lines on that. Again, it's another single piece cast for the arms. And again, you want to heat this up to get it to go on around there, and then just run under cold water and it will hold its shape. For the Rebel Alliance, we have a similar situation. So your troopers and their arms. No loss of detail. And practically no mold lines on that. Excellent quality. If we have a look at our commander for the Rebels. So you get 2 squads, so 2 commanders. Slightly more pieces this time, so legs just go in. Monocular in one hand. And then blaster in the other. The nice cloak's very reminiscent of Endor. You can see a slight mold line where the joins have hit here, which would just need cleaned. But overall, excellent quality. And that just leaves us with the cards. So there are 2 sizes of cards for Star Wars Legion. The first size are your gameplay cards, and then the smaller are your upgrade cards. So if we have a look at the larger set first, these are your activation cards. So there are duplicates of each because you would take 1 set and your opponent would take 1 set. So you'd each end up with 1 ambush, 1 push, assault, and standing orders. The lower pep player goes first, and you discard the card when you've played it. And this is how you choose who has the initiative each turn. Then there are specialist cards. So Vader has 3. And Luke also has 3, and if they're chosen as your commander, they get to take these in place of the standard ones. We have our setup cards for the game. So these are scenario cards, and they can either be chosen randomly or you can pick which one you want to play. Likewise with the deployment zones. And finally with the weather conditions, which are optional. After that, you're ready to play, and these are the actual unit cards. So you can see we have 1 for each unit in the box. So the 2 Rebels, the AT-RT, and Luke. And then likewise we also have Vader, the Stormtroopers, and the speeder bike. And you can see here they have symbols. Symbols correspond to the unit upgrade cards. You can have 1 upgrade card per matching symbol. So for example, these Stormtroopers have this symbol which matches this one, which means I could take an additional Stormtrooper mini in a squad, but only 1. Now that would leave them with these remaining 3, and you can go through and find specific cards that you might want to give them. For example, the DLT-19 upgrade, so this is a support weapon, or they could have the HH-12 missile launcher, but that's again either or. Once that upgrade has been bought for that unit, it can't have a second unless it's actually shown on this side. Apart from upgrades for troops, you also have vehicle upgrades, including the weapon types for the AT-RT, and then force powers for Vader and Luke. These all have their own costs that you have to plan in when you're building your force. We finally finish off with some grenades. So that's a look through Star Wars Legion. and the box contents for the core set from Fantasy Flight Games.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.